China, 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 China. Everybody's talking about China. Very often, China is not on, on the panels. There hasn't been a single international conference where I've been where everybody's talking about China, but China is not there. So I'm very glad that you're here. So now you can speak for China and say what the hell is happening now in the world. How does China see it?
Thank you. I'm from China, but also I have the privilege. I used to be the CEO of International Finance Corporation, so I have, I think, unique perspective to discuss this interesting question. I think my observation among the panelists here and others, there is a belief there's a zero-sum game. China does not believe there's a zero-sum game. We believe, look at the history over the last 30, 40 years, China has become what it is because we have been part of the world. And we have been able to work with everybody to do things together to kind of create more value. People talk about G2. I don't believe China believes in that narrative. We believe we are part of the global community. The bigger countries, particularly United States and China, has special responsibility to be the leader, but doesn't mean we will determine everything for everybody else. So that's really the fundamental, I would say, the belief for the Chinese. China, US, often they are talk about we are like enemies. We are not. The three principles President Xi has been repeating over and over again. How do we deal with America? Three things. Number one, mutual respect. We do not want to be bullied, but we are not going to bully anybody else. That has been shown over the trade war and other wars, technology war, this and that. Number one is mutual respect. Number two, peaceful coexistence. There will be different views, but we need to negotiate. Number three, win-win collaboration. That's not only, in my view, applicable to the China-US relationship, that's also applied to a lot of other situations China dealing with, like India. We have, two countries have a lot of common things, but we have some issues. We need to sort it out. If you always believe there's a zero-sum game, you're trying to find a winning party to be, particularly mid-sized, small countries. You've got to have a partner with the US and Europe and others. You're constantly trying to in my view, trying to seek not the first best outcome. I think there are a lot of things we can talk about. If Chinese believe is really for the next 10, 20 years, clearly this is the most pivotal moment in global community, right? A lot of technology changes, income inequality, create a lot of issues. People talk about the climate change. We all agree, unless we work together, there's no solution. But how do you work together? If you believe there's always a winning part and losing part, I think we are not going to go very far. And I would just say, in terms of the global architecture, I would say the United Nations is continue to be the central part of multilateralism China will support. The World Bank, International Monetary Fund, WTO, these are the platforms we have built. There's no reason they cannot be reformed. And people keep talking about China trying to set up a separate shop. That's not true. Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank is really trying to fill a gap in the global infrastructure financing. There are a lot of other areas. I think if we get rid of this zero-sum mentality, always believe China wants to be number one, China will do its own thing to develop itself. We often say in China, what is our goal? Our goal is a better China for ourselves. And I just want to conclude here, just the next 10 years, this is what the Chinese go. We just had a plenary session just last week, and set out the next 5 years, next 10 years plan. This year, the GDP per person in China is about $15,000. China's target is 2035, 10 years from now. We need to double the GDP. We reach what we call the middle developed but not really highest income country level. So we have a task going forward. The way to do that, the number one thing, if you read the party document, is continue to open up, to collaborate, to be part of a global community. So that's how the Chinese look at the international, all this geopolitical confrontation. I believe, Jeffrey Sachs said right, it's the beginning of China and US will reset the relationship. I think over time there will be up and downs, but I think over time, US and China will, and with other, Russia and India, reached a balance to figure out how do we move forward in the next few years.